Okie dokie. So, all right. I think we're back, and hopefully it'll be stable. We'll find out. So, okay. Oh, it's a wonder what a reboot does, you know? So, all right. Alrighty. So, I'll just fire up that. And we're back. So, sorry everybody about that. Didn't mean to jump off the air like that, but, well, computers being what computers do. And right now they're being a pain in the butt. So, you know, if it wasn't what it's like right now on the price of hardware and software and everything else, then I just buy a new computer. But it's ridiculous, you know. You can't buy parts. You know.
Well, now we're back again.
What?
Now we're back again.
Yeah, we're back again. What's wrong? Is it not working?
Well, I got booted and I was back, and then I don't know.
What's the matter, Colin? Is it choppy?
You didn't notice that Mike suddenly teleported back into his chair?
I noticed that he was just there all of a sudden, but you know. All right, okay. I thought maybe the problem was back again. I'm choppy again.
Big time choppy here, man. Yeah.
All right, Colin, am I choppy to you too? I don't know what the hell the deal is. I don't know. I'd rebooted. I'd have paused everything. I done turned everything off. There's no scans running. There's no processes running. Unless the interweb just hates me right now. I don't know what it is. I shut down everything. There's nothing. There's nothing running. There's no, and the interweb says everything is cool. So I don't know what it could possibly be. Colin, is it still choppy for you? Yes, choppy.
It's okay.
It's okay for you, but it's choppy to you, Mike, or it's okay to you?
Is a so-so.
Is a so-so. Okay.
It go good, it go bad. It go good, it go bad.
Okay. So anyway, all right. Let's get to the movie review. All right. So tonight we have Dinosaur Island and we have Valentine Angel, the Dark Avenger. All right. So we do two movies. We tell you if they suck or not. Colin is gonna go first, and so Colin, tell us what you think of Dinosaur Island. Go.
Okay, Dinosaur Island. I forgot to look it up. It looks Australian, maybe New Zealand. I don't know. Standard kids show where kid finds magical thing which teleports him to an island. Stupid things happen. People he meet turn out to be relatives of him from the past. And then everything be fixed and go home. And but time is slightly changed. And, Back to the Future, but crap. Back to the Future, but Jurassic Park, but crap. It's just crap. That's really what it is. It's a kid's movie that is not very good, and you should not watch it. And it's not bad enough to give it any pukes or anything like that. I'll just give it, I think, 2 below meh, but I'm just going to call that a sneeze.
Okay, so sneeze.
We didn't have anything to say about the stupid thing. Oh, I remember what it was. I was going to say, I think the entire movie was like some special effects artist got a software package to make dinosaurs and dinosaur-related creatures, and got someone to make a movie just so he could use all the software packages that he bought. That's what I think this movie was.
Okay. All right, Mike, you're up next.
Okay. I am warning you now, as I press play on this, the future qualifications of YouTube movies hinges on this film. Hang on. Pause. Okay. It's Australian, not British. I don't get it. This kid just showed he fully knew what the teacher was trying to explain. So why did he get all fussy when he schooled the class on I don't get it. A dinosaur that can mimic any sound? Of course, that was the part. So while I was watching this movie, I got a few spam calls. I'll be damned if I didn't decide to answer in an Australian accent like, holy racist shit.
Oh no, Mike froze. You didn't freeze, Colin. I didn't freeze.
No, I'm still here.
Mike froze. I don't understand that. Oh, there. Oh,
back.
He's back. He's back. All right.
Holy racist. Why do the black kids got to be a tribe of the jungle that don't speak English? Listen, before I cut out, let me just verb, okay? And ban all YouTube movies unless there is a unanimous vote that we will review at the next show.
Mike not happy.
No, Mike not happy at all. They about pulled a Newhart with this ending.
All right. My turn, I guess. Okay. So this is Journey to the Center of the Earth meets Jurassic Park. Or more likely, it's the Forbidden Island or a Mysterious Island meets Jurassic Park. All right. But there's no rock in it, which is a disappointment. If it had the rock, get higher score. All right. But a bit disappointing. So the movie's okay. It's not great, all right? It's just okay, mostly because it's definitely aimed at children, all right? It's not aimed at adults, all right? This is a kids' movie. It's not even rated on IMDb for like PG-13 or PG or anything like that. So it is what it is. It's a family sci-fi adventure. Very light on the word sci-fi. All right. It's more like a family adventure. So I would say, I'm going to give it a meh just because it's a family friendly show that you could watch, but it just gets a meh. That's all that it gets. Nothing more, nothing less. And don't try to ask for anything more because you're not going to get it. You're lucky to get a meh, but you're going to get a meh. All right. I watched this very shortly after our last show. So it's not nearly as fresh in my mind as the next movie we're going to review. All right. It didn't make me hate YouTube, though, like it did Mike, evidently. He's going to switch over to Vimeo. He hates this movie so much. All right. Next. Colin, tell us what you think of Valentine, the Dark Avenger.
Okay. I actually have more to say about Valentine, the Dark Avenger. So first off, just a little side issue. So there's been this meme story going on for a while now about how in the original Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, that Indiana Jones didn't need to be there in the movie. That if Indiana Jones hadn't been there, that everything would have happened exactly as it happened when he was there. and so he was basically useless. Well, that's not true. If Indiana Jones had not been there, Marion probably would have been killed. They would have gotten the Ark without getting to the wrong spot. They would have just stuck it on an airplane, sent it back to Germany. And Germany would have had the Ark of the Covenant. Maybe they could have ended up killing Hitler by opening the Ark in front of him, but I don't think so. So that's not real. But let's look here at this movie, this movie about Valentine. So here's the thing. I am going to spoil the heck out of this movie. So if you have any interest in watching an Indonesian take on a Marvel-type film, then you can bypass me and just watch it for yourself. But if you don't feel like watching that, I'll give you the entire plot. Okay. So here's the plot. Sometime in the past, Anyway, there were some policemen who had gotten together. They'd come in off the streets, and they were working together. And some of them were dirty, and there was one of them who wasn't dirty and was going to turn the others in. So they killed him to keep him quiet. And then one of them became the new chief of police. It was a high muckety buck politician. But one person knows what this was, and that's the son of the guy who was killed. So the son decides to set himself up as a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles type bad guy, or a Bane from the more recent Batman movie. Puts on a full hood over his face, changes his voice, and just goes around and becomes a terrorist. Doing like, I don't know, old Batman TV show style stupid things. One of them, he actually takes over a bank and puts pretend bombs on people to make it look like he's going to blow them up, but doesn't. Instead, he blows up cars in front of the bank twice somehow. I don't understand that. So once the cars blow up, and then later, at the end of the caper, they blow the same cars up a second time. Those are some amazingly powerful cars.
I was born in the
for a while. Yes. So in the end, the son of the guy gets the chief of police guy up on top of the building. He manages to talk to a cop on the way and get some evidence to prove what had happened. And then in the end, he shoots the chief of police guy in the head, and then himself is killed by a police sniper. A police sniper who decided that it was better to shoot someone after he's killed people instead of shooting someone before he kills people, when he's standing on top of a building with absolutely nothing preventing you from shooting him in the head. So that's the entire plot line of this movie. At the same time, there's this other girl who is like a waitress, and there's a whole side thing going on about her going to be a superhero in a movie, and then it turns out she's going to be more of a superhero. And then she's there at the last scene, but she doesn't do anything, and she has absolutely nothing to do with the plot at all. So I don't know. I was very confused by the whole thing. I will say I'm going to give it a meh. I think for an Indonesian superhero movie about a villain, it had some merit to it. So I don't want to, give it a really bad one, but it also just was not very good. So I'm not going to give it anything more. Just meh.
Okay. Mike, we'll go to you next.
Okay, listen. I'm going to say it right now. All the vaping is CGI, and I hate right off the bat they are demonizing vaping. Now, what's up with the training wheel rollerblades? I never saw those before, but okay. Wait a minute. This is a dubbed movie. Well, I suppose it could be worse. It's not captioned. Now we get a good old parkour chase scene that turns into the longest fight scene ever in a movie. Look, this truly is turning into a foreign remake of Kick-Ass. And Valentine holds her own fighting against multiple people. If she was fighting people one-on-one, this movie would be at most 7 seconds. Look, we get to the ending, and I'm like, they got 15 plot lines that they are trying to wrap up in 2 minutes. And it winds up being the worst possible ending ever for a movie. So I gotta give it a meh. I mean, the fighting was well done and well choreographed. The story wasn't terrible. The acting was pretty blah. The ending was a bit rushed and was overly complex for what this movie was, which, meh.
All right. So, yeah. Excuse me for getting China and Japan confused with Indonesia. I'll admit I don't recognize a big difference. So, regardless, I noticed what Mike noticed fairly quickly. It's dubbed. Oh, well, maybe this will be like that Russian Avengers. Maybe it'll be like that. Maybe it'll be really good.
Oh, we couldn't be that lucky.
It's not. It's not. And then I'm like, okay, they said, I want you to play an over-the-top gay fashion designer. And he said, wait, let me get a ponytail. And let me do whatever I can. I did like, there were a few things in the film that I did like. All right. One, she bitches about the first iteration of the costume. That the mask blinds her because it keeps slipping down and the cape almost chokes her to death. All right. That is straight out of like The Incredibles. All right. No cape. No cape. That was great. I like that. I didn't care too much for the side storyline of the guy and his wife and daughter killed by a driver from a bank robbery, and then he gets killed trying to rescue a mugger. No, don't like that. I did like the terrible camera work from the first attempt at, filming her trying to be a hero. That was totally relatable. So, I mean, they had some good points in the movie where like, yeah, this is great. But Mike brought up the point of, okay, there's too many conflicting storylines at the end. And also the whole like end battle scene, I was like, and actually every time when she took on a gang, I was like, somebody has to have a gun, right? There's a gun somewhere. Shoot her. Just shoot her. What? The last fight scene especially. He had a gun he was holding to somebody's head when he was walking them out the door. Why would he then decide, no, I'm going to keep it in my holster and I'm going to fight her hand to hand? Shoot her. All right? This is where villains get it wrong. Don't explain your plan in full details if you're a Bond villain, and shoot them. All right? It's like Scott Evil says, I got a gun in my room. We can go and get it, and we can shoot him. We can do it together. All right? Shoot him. That's what's important. So now let me ask you guys, did you guys watch the after the credit scenes.
Yes.
Where
Wait,
they
what?
Where they set it up for a sequel.
There's multiple after credit scenes.
Yes.
God.
So if you do decide to watch this, because it sounds like Mike and I are at least going to give it both a meh, watch out eventually, maybe, possibly, who knows, for a sequel concerning a real superhero with real powers. I don't know. And now she's evidently like a reporter or something. So, yeah. I was like, this whole movie was bizarrely engaging, but not in the way they intended. You know?
Yeah.
That's all I can tell you, is I wasn't watching it for entertainment value the way they wanted me to. One, I wanted to see what weirdo outfit the girl who was dressed up initially, I think, as a dancing snowman in that rave scene, and then as like a clown during the bank robbery, and then as a weird Batman villain who was a mixture of like Batman and the Joker, and then I don't know what the hell else she was, and then the one that decided that she wanted to be like a tribal warrior with like mud on her face. Like, what are these idiots going to dress up as next? I was interested in that. And how easily the police just let somebody punch them in the face, even though they're holding a machine gun.
And over again.
Yeah, but whatever. So yeah, I mean, this movie has a lot of those like, what the hell moments. That like I said, that's what you're gonna watch it for. But yeah, man,
really good parkour and hand-to-hand fighting.
Yeah, although I thought,
but
again, I thought, well, one of them though, like the parkour, the guy jumps off the building, and then the next thing you know, you see him lying dead on the ground. You're like, well, that's a parkour fail.
but if you want to watch parkour, we have reviewed several movies that were centered around parkour. Brick Mansions being one of them.
Yeah.
There was one with Taylor Lautner and the chick from the 100.
Tracers.
Those two were very parkour heavy. Watch those. Don't watch this just because you're a fan of parkour.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So, Shaggy, you said meh as well?
I said meh as well. Yeah.
Triple meh.
Yep.
Triple meh.
So, it's an okay movie.
Yes, but yeah, I have to review it that way because I got to the end. I was like, the main character did nothing at the end. She had nothing to do with the plot whatsoever.
Well, she was trying to fight against the crime syndicate.
No, but
yeah,
but the end result had nothing. It was like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, or Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, would have happened the same way, no matter whether or not Indy was in the film.
Well, that's what Colin just spent 10 minutes saying it didn't happen that way, which I don't know. There's a lot of
disagree.
Yeah, I think there's large portions which would have happened exactly the same way.
I'm going to blame the buffering.
Yeah.
I'm going to blame the buffering on
it. Yeah, what I said, in Raiders of the Lost Ark, if Indy hadn't been there, Marion would have been dead because they would have just killed her and taken the thing from her without Indy being there. They would have just gone and immediately found it, dug it up, stuck it on a plane, and sent it to Germany.
At which point they would have opened it up and their faces would have been melted.
Well, no, it would have gone directly to actual German scientists who probably would have done something smarter, like having it open from a distance, seeing and then seeing what it does to, they probably do it in a concentration camp. It'd probably been absolutely terrible.
He lives in a non-real world. Shaggy, I'm sorry. What did you give? What did you give Dinosaur Island for?
I gave it a meh.
Record-keeping purposes.
I gave it a meh.
Okay.
And I
were
said
a generous bastard.
It shouldn't expect anything more than that, and it's lucky to get it.
Okay.
Really quite good special effects. But like I said, I think the special effects were there first.
Well, yes, better than average special effects for the types of movies that we see.
Yeah.
Yep.
With the exception of the ones that are, I'm going to say, Netflix or Amazon exclusive, like the ones that we know are supposed to be real movies, but we watch them because they are streaming exclusives.
Yep. All right, and the two movies that we have for coming up for the next show, which is next week, are what again, Mike?
It's so opposite ends of the spectrum. Next show, we have on Netflix. We have such as the movie that I was just kind of describing. Netflix original Stowaway, and on Amazon, The Hungover Games. So we are at opposite ends of the spectrum here. One end is in Colin's realm. One end is in Shaggy's realm. And here I am in the middle saying...
Is The Hungover Games a boob comedy? Because that would be in my realm. So, you know.
You haven't watched it yet.
No, I haven't. I haven't watched either.
No, I don't watch... I like to watch these much closer to the show.
So.
Oh, okay. Because I never know if I'm going to have enough time, I watch them when I can. Shaggy, The Hungover Games is 100%, beyond a shadow of a doubt, right up your damn alley, in your wheelhouse.
All right. Sweet. Awesome.
Stowaway is much closer to Colin's development than yours.
See,
Trust
Stowaway seems so sad and like drama-ish.
So I have watched that one, and I'm just going to tell you, you guys, you're not going to want to miss my review next show.
Yeah.
About this one. Trust me on this one. You are not going to want to miss my review.
So, all right. So that's what we got coming up for you guys on the next show. So you'll want to make sure that you do tune in. But that wraps up this technologically challenged episode. So we want to thank you guys for sticking with us as much as you have. We really do appreciate it. And if any of you guys happen to have, extra brand new AMD, 4th gen, 5th gen processors out there, and maybe like a 3090 or a 3080 Ti lying around, and you want to donate it to the show, feel free. Just reach out and contact us. We'll be more than happy to take those as donations to the show. But until then, we'll do what we can with what we have. You heard it. If you're headed to New Jersey, reach out to Mike. He will get in touch with you. Not at his house, though, because you don't need to know where he lives. And, have a beer. If you're in the central Illinois area, you can always reach out to Colin or myself, and we will do the same. Otherwise, we don't have any big events coming up anytime soon because we're still in COVID, no matter what other people think. But that may be changing soon. Who knows? So, otherwise, just everybody still continue to stay safe, stay sane, and stay tuned in. Check out PTRradio.com for everything. You will notice we dropped the death pool. All the previous years are gone off the website. We'll talk about that on the next show. We'll talk about it a little bit, not a whole lot, as well as everything else that's gone on in the world. So make sure that you tune in next Monday at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. Otherwise, you can check us out on social media at PTR Radio on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all the other fun stuff. So with that said, I don't have anything else. How about you guys?
Nope.
All right, then. I'm Shaggy.
I'm Colin.
I am Mike the 8 Man.
Stick a fork in us, folks. We are done. Later.